good, squad? It's the big homie SB23 back at you with some more words of wisdom. Today we're going to talk about getting out of the way. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. SB23 on YouTube, Chosen123 on YouTube. Those are both my channels. You'll get these gems on both channels. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for stopping by, hanging out with me, soaking up the knowledge, spreading it to whoever might need it. I'm hoping that you're having a good day, and I'm sending love out your way. So, the title of today's video is Get Out of the Way. And in life, there's different situations of whether it's you or somebody else that you need to get out of the way. You could be blocking your own blessings right now. Like, you got a whole bunch of blessings that are surrounding you right now in this moment. Excuse me, y'all. But because you're in your own way, you're not allowing those blessings to come towards you. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowing them into your existence. They're surrounding you and they're waiting for you to open up the space to let them in. But you got some things that you're doing that are blocking those things from coming in. Those types of things are self-sabotaging behavior. So if you're indulging in abusing drugs, toxic relationship, not taking care of your kids, not working on your purpose, not showing up in the right energy within your life, not appreciating the things that are around you, surrounding you, the little things too. You know, it's not just the, oh, I got some money, you know, and I'm happy, or oh, I went on a trip and now I'm happy. You know, it's the little things in life. It's the things that you got to appreciate. Just even waking up in the morning and being alive, you got to find appreciation within that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're tired. Like today, I woke up, I was tired. You know what I mean? I worked late. I worked all day yesterday. I worked late last night. I woke up. I was appreciative that I was alive, breathing, and all my funds and everything was taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no worries, no issues. I got food. I got my fridge is full. My all my bills are paid. I got a nice reliable car. Those type of things. You know what I'm saying? My body, I'm strong, healthy. You know what I'm saying? My family and my loved ones are being taken care of. So, you know, it's those things that you got to appreciate within life. You know, you go outside, you look and you see life is moving around and everybody's doing their thing. You can look at that and appreciate that you even get to be a part of it, because at any moment you cannot be here to experience what it is that we're experiencing. So yesterday it was the one of the best days that we had so far, at least around where I live at in New York State. It was a beautiful day, you know, 70 degrees. Everybody was out moving and grooving. The sun was out, you know, birds was chirping. You know, people are out doing their thing. The vibe was good. The energy was good. Today we wake up, you know, it's raining, you know what I'm saying? But does that mean that should shift your appreciation for life? No, not at all, because rain is a blessing too. You know, if it didn't rain, then the grass wouldn't be green, you know, the trees wouldn't be able to flourish, the flowers and all that wouldn't be able to bloom. You know, a lot of the stuff that goes on within our life that aids us, we don't really necessarily look at and appreciate, and not appreciating everything within your life will have you blocked from your own blessings. You know, you're blocking your own blessings. So again, you got to look at the stuff in your life that's going well for you and focus on that stuff, and not so much on the things that you might feel as though aren't going the way that you would like them to go. Because when you focus on negativity, that will block your blessings. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get in your own way of attracting good things to come into your life, because whatever you focus on is going to keep showing up in your life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta and by saying that, you gotta be willing to let old stuff go. So, you know, if you have some sort of old issues or, you know, old situations or old patterns, you got to be able to let that stuff go and create a new space of clarity and good energy, so that more good things can flow to you. You know what I'm saying? If you're holding on to negativity from the past, and you're bringing it into your present reality, then all you're gonna see that keeps coming to you is negativity. You know what I'm saying? But if you focus on positive things, then the positive things will keep coming into your existence. So that's how you get out of your own way. You know, be positive, work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do healthy things for yourself. Show yourself love. That's another thing too. You will block your own blessings by not showing yourself love, by not taking care of yourself first, so then you can take care of other people also. You know, you can't do it the reverse way. And I had to figure that out for myself. You know, I am a person who gives naturally. I'm a natural giver, and people can sense that within you, so they will come into your life and want to use that that goodness that you have. They want to soak it up for themselves and use it for their benefit. And if you allow them to, then you will block your own blessings, because whatever blessings that are supposed to be coming to you will be diverted to them, because you're giving it out to them, and it's not their fault. You're the one that's in control of your existence. So if you're diverting your blessings to somebody else before you even get them, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you got to get out of your own way. And by doing that, that means doing things that showing yourself love first, and then looking out for the people who are in your lives, that your life that you care about. You know what I'm saying? So again, like I said, you know, show yourself love. And what does that look like? Taking care of yourself, staying healthy, being positive, the things that you partake in, that you ingest, that are that you're soaking up, try to keep that on a more positive note. You know, for the most part, we all like our scary movies, and we all like our drama sometimes, or whatever the case may be, but too much of that is not a good thing. You know, you really want to stay within the positivity, so that that good energy keeps flowing and flowing, so you can build momentum, and then, you know, you'll just be in a constant state of that. So you won't have to even think about it. You'll just be there, and things will just keep coming to you. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, go to the gym. You know, even if you're tired. Like again, today I woke up, I was tired. You can probably see it on me that I'm tired, but I woke up, I was tired, but I still woke up early, went and worked, and when I got off, went to the gym, and now I'm about to go, you know, do what I got to do throughout my day and handle everything like how I have to handle it. And because I'm staying on that consistency and on that good vibe, good things are going to continue to happen within my life. So it's the same for you. You know, you're no different than me. We're all the same. And these laws that we live within in this universe, it applies to everybody. It's not just a certain set of people. You know what I'm saying? It applies to everybody, and you can utilize it to your benefit. And this is what this channel is all about. I just come on here and drop these gems, give this wisdom, so that you can utilize it in your own way in order for you to have a better quality of life. You know what I'm saying? So, and now, so that's getting out of your own way. You got to get out of your own way so you can reap the benefits of the blessings that are coming towards you. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other end, you got to get out of other people's way, because sometimes you could be trying to help somebody, and like, let's say you got somebody that's close to you that you really, really care about. You know what I'm saying? That you hold really close to your heart. You know what I mean? That maybe you let this person closer to you, to like your core, than anybody else who you've ever let, you know, close to you. And you tell them different things, and you try to, you know, impart that same type of knowledge that you have within them. You know, you try to give them some guidance. You try to look out for them. You know, you try to be there for them. You try to warn them too. Like you can see things that are gonna happen before they happen, and you try to warn them and tell them, like, yo, if you continue to go on this path, then it's gonna lead to this. But they keep bucking against what you're saying. Like, they keep, regardless of what you're saying and how accurate you are within what you say, and they have even to the point where they've seen it, and they've even acknowledged how you can say something and then it come to pass. Even with them recognizing it, they can have a mindset of, well, okay, that happened, but that still doesn't mean you know everything, or you know what you're talking about, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the reason is to not want to take your advice or heed your warning, People are gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? Especially people who have some trauma and haven't worked past it, and so they kind of have a childish mentality. They're going to act like children, you know what I'm saying? So when you tell them something and you try to warn them, they're going to have to go figure it out for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Even though you can see what's gonna happen, and you tell them like, yo, I can see what's gonna happen, and I'm concerned. Like, I'm concerned for you because I don't want to see you in this position. And deep down, they know that what you're saying holds some weight to it, but they're rebelling against it because, again, it's like a childish mentality when it comes to it. It's well, you don't know everything, you know, type of thing, and you know, or they want to prove you wrong. I mean, think about how we used to be as kids when our parents would tell us stuff. We used to think that we knew everything, so our parents would tell us some stuff, and we'd be like, oh yeah, okay, mom, okay, dad, whatever, you know, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go do what I think is best. And then you go do what you think is best, and then you find out later on, like, oh, like mom's was right, you know what I'm saying? Pops was right when he was saying that to me, or whatever the case may be, and I should have just listened. Had I listened, I wouldn't have had to go through all that stuff I went through just to end up in the same scenario that they told me I was gonna be in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. And there's a lot of grown-ups who are, they're in a grown-up body, but they're inside, and their thought process is immature. So they're like children, and they have to go through these scenarios and find out on their own, even though they might have somebody in their corner telling them like, yo, if you keep going down this path, this is what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And you're telling them that because you have the experience. You know what I'm saying? No different than our parents telling us stuff that they experience, so when they see us moving in a certain way, they can say, hey, I know it's gonna happen because I've been, and they might not say I've been there, but they're telling you because they know either they've been there or they know somebody who has been there, and they know how it's gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I'm saying within that. If you get too caught up in that, you can hurt yourself by trying to help somebody else and trying to deter them from their own downfall, or whatever they're gonna get into, because you're trying so hard to persuade them not to go down this route because you really care about this person, and you don't want to see them in pain. Like, you don't want to see them going through trouble or turmoil. Like, this person, you hold this person close to your heart. You know what I'm saying? You hold this person, you got a lot of love for this person or these people, because it could be more than one person in your life who you feel that about. You know what I'm saying? So and you'll tell them like, yo, this is what it's gonna be like, and they don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Or they have, their ego is so big that they're gonna try to prove you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But they still end up right in the same position that you told them that they were gonna be in, but that's because they can't get out of their own way. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get out of their way and just let them do what they got to do, you know, and life will take care of it, and they'll figure it out on their own. You know what I'm saying? But don't fall victim to somebody else's trauma or somebody else's lack of constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people take constructive criticism as an insult, and it's not. It's just somebody saying like, hey, I see what you're doing, and I feel like that, one, I feel like you're better than that, and then two, like, I don't want to see you hurt, and I know what's going to happen from that. You know what I'm saying? But people who have big egos, they take that as a insult instead of love. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it is. Like, when you're telling somebody something and you don't want to see them going through it, that's because you love that person. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to hurt them, you love them. So you're like, yo, I don't want to see you in pain. So this is what I feel like you need to do in order for you not to be in the pain that I can visibly see that you're in and you're headed towards. You know what I'm saying? But again, you can't force anybody to be ready to change their life. They have to want to change their lives, and that's something that I had to figure out too. Like, there's people who you can't get, like, you can't, no matter what you say or no matter what you do, you can't get to them, and you can't get them to see your perspective. They're only going to see it from their point of view, and it doesn't matter what you say. Like, even if you're totally within the right, they're going to paint it as if you were attacking them in some sort of way, even though you weren't. You were just trying to show love. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it goes sometimes. But for those people, you just got to get out of their way, you know. Drop the knowledge on them. I'm not saying don't say nothing to them. Still say something, because at the end of the day, then at least you can walk away with a clear conscience that you at least said something to this person and warned them of what you saw coming. And after that, you have to just let it. You just have to sit within the knowing of yourself that that's their life, and you can't, again, force anybody or change anybody's mindset as far as the way that they want to operate in life. You know what I'm saying? We all have to figure it out for ourselves at the end of the day, no matter how much advice we might get or how much knowledge we might get or whatever the case may be. We still all have to make our choices. And that's why I made a video about the power of choice, because every choice that you make is going to shape your reality in a certain way. So you could be headed towards a destiny of fortune and goodness, happiness, and, you know, wealth, abundance, and then you make one false move and it completely derails you from that scenario, and now you're on this treacherous path of hurt and turmoil. And then you got to sit with it, because you know in your mind and like in your mind and in your heart, you know what move it was that took you down that path. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I'm saying. Like, when it comes down to other people or even yourself, you have to get out of your own way. You know, you got to look at how you're living your life, and if you know it's not where you want to be and it don't feel good, you have to decide to make a change, so that you can reroute your destiny and head towards the greater good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it comes with. Again, like, as much as I come on and do these videos and I drop this wisdom and drop these gems, it's ultimately up to whoever's watching to soak up what I'm saying, and then if they feel it resonates, then they use it. But if they don't, they don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know what I mean? It's always up to you. Like, you are the creator of your own world, and you decide where you're gonna be. It's not these outside forces. You can't blame anything else on the outside. It has to do with you, because you're making the choices in real time. You're making the choices to do what you're gonna do. Again, I woke up tired today. I could have packed it up and said, you know what, I don't feel like working today. I don't feel like going to the gym today. I don't feel like taking care of none of my responsibilities because I'm tired. I'm just gonna pack it up. I'm just gonna chill in the house, watch TV, you know, whatever. But I know the power of choice, and I know that later on within that day, I would have felt some sort of way about myself, because I would have known to myself that I could have done more with that day. I could have took that time to capitalize on making money, being healthy, making myself stronger. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of my responsibilities at home. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. It's all about choice, and it's all about getting out of your own way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like oftentimes we sabotage our own self, and it's because of ego, pride, and again, whatever that you're not letting go of from the past. You know what I'm saying? So in order to get out of your own way and get out of other people's way, you have to focus on you and work to be the best version of yourself. Hold yourself accountable, and make positive strides in order to affect your life in a good way, so that the good energy keeps coming back to you. And then, since you have and harbor this good energy, naturally whoever is around you, they're gonna soak up your good energy too, your good vibe, and their life is gonna improve just by being around you. You know what I'm saying? And again, these are things I know for a fact, because I have been around people throughout my life, and every time that I was in a positive state and I was in a good place and I was resonating with pure positive intent, I saw how it affected the people who I was around. You know what I'm saying? I saw how it affected them. And then when I removed myself from certain situations and I took that energy away, I saw how the difference in those people on the later end. You know, you can see it, visibly see it. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it countless times, you know. So that's what it's about, you know. Because again, like I said, when you're around certain people, they're soaking up your energy. You know what I'm saying? They know that you got the juice basically, and regardless of whatever picture they're trying to paint to anybody else, at the end of the day, at their core, they know that your energy holds weight, and that's why they always come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you vibe on a different level than most people do. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you're watching it, and if you come to this channel and you're watching these videos, you know, 9 times out of 10, unless you're watching to hate or something like that, or whatever the case may be, if you're watching these videos and taking the time to watch this stuff, then you're on the same type of vibe that I'm at, and you have that same type of effect on people that I have. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, you know, at the end of the day. And if you know, if you do know that you know, then what I'm saying in this video will resonate, and you'll start to make the right moves in order to sustain your own energy first. And then if you can help somebody else out, then you will. But the main thing is you got to get out of your own way before you can even help anybody else, you know. And then if you're trying to help somebody else and it ain't working out, that means that you need to get out of their way, you know, so they can figure it out on their own. Because again, you can't convince anybody to see something the way that you see it if they don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people know what you're saying is facts, but they're going to refute it just because if they did actually acknowledge what you're saying to be truth, then that means that they would have to put the work in to actually work on themselves, and they don't want to do that at that point in their life. You know what I mean? And sometimes they'll straight up tell you that. Straight up tell you, like, yeah, this is me, and I don't want to, I want to be accepted for who I am, and I don't want to work on myself. Or, you know, it is what it is. And from there, you got to decide whether you're going to continue to deal with them or not. You know what I'm saying? But that's just some words of wisdom from the big homie. Get out of your own way so that you can reap the blessings that are coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't create a dam in your river. You know what I'm saying? Don't put blockages in your river. Get out of your own way so that your river of blessings can flow to you and through you continuously. You know what I'm saying? And get out of other people's ways too, because you can be in somebody else's river and be getting beat up by debris and stuff like that, trying to, you know, help them out in their scenario, but they're riding your wave the whole time. You know what I mean? All right, y'all, it's the big homie. I'm a holla.